mean, people know I love Cherry Audio Quadra. Speaking of all these ARP things, you know I like ARP anyway. ARP definitely is like one of my go-to kind of things. I like the fact that you can get a visual with all the sliders and you know where things are set at. But so like Quadra, when that came out, I was sure that that was going to be more of a keyboard synthesizer and not as much of a wind synthesizer for me. But to my delight and surprise, the Cherry Audio Quadra actually has a really amazing lead sound with breath control, and all of their instruments are really good with breath control because they have a really fast response and they have really flexible MIDI control routing, and that's huge because you can fine-tune however you like the amount of breath, the range of the breath. So if you're looking at how I, sorry, if you look at how I have the MIDI controls, I don't have a lot going on here, but the important thing is that, yeah, you can set the control range. You could also reverse it too. It's real easy to invert the MIDI control where it goes from maximum to minimum instead of minimum to maximum. So, you know, if you set it to multiple controls or multiple parameters, not, yeah. Like if you were setting, say, CCO2, which is breath, if you send it to multiple parameters, you could have it go from maximum to minimum on one, or maybe a portion of that range, but you could have it go backwards on one and forwards on another. And that's really interesting too. I don't actually use that a lot, but it is something you can do. So, for example, if you took the amplitude and you reversed it, and then you have the filter going the conventional way, then when you like lean into the sound, you're getting more of a timbre change without as much of a volume change, as opposed to when you're just opening and closing the filter, you're changing both the timbre and volume at the same time. So stuff like that. But in any event, it was really amazing to me when Quadra came out and then I started playing around with it. I was like, oh wow, this is a really cool wind synthesizer plugin. I didn't expect that, but because of that, I use it a lot, and I like the way the keyboard splits work. If you're using a, I'll show that real quick. This is becoming a super long video, but that's cool. I'll edit this into multiple videos. So in this patch, what I'm doing is I have the wind control going into Quadra, and then it's also going into the second plugin called MIDI Rotator, which will take one note and it voices it out into I think it's 4 notes, but you program it for 5 pitches and then it rotates through the extra one. It's something like that. And then that's a second MIDI input. Yeah, because it's the main pitch, there's a parallel pitch, and then it cycles through the other 4. So it's the main plus 5. It's a little touchy if you switch it on and off. So what I'd set it up as the foot controller, but I don't have the foot controller plugged in. So what I'll do is I'll play, right now it's just going to be monophonic because it's set for, it's not exactly monophonic, but it's set for, you know, just the, what I'm sending from the controller, which is sending one note at a time. So it's kind of like a fifth lead, although with the keyboard split, as you go lower, then it brings in the bass. Yeah, the attack speed's a little different. I could probably tweak that, but anyway. But then when you bring in the chord rotator, then you have this. So that's another cool thing that you can do with Quadra that It's very unique to that plugin because of the keyboard splits. Because as I play in the different range of the controller, we have different voices of the Quadra that are playing. Let me do this again. So I'll start kind of in the middle like I was playing.